Our top story, at least 19 children and 2 adults are dead after a mass shooting at an elementary school in Texas. It happened roughly 81 miles from San Antonio.
Police officers say the gunman is also dead this morning. That gunman also believed to have acted alone. Well, today is Wednesday, everybody, May 25th. I'm Charmaine Brown.
And I'm Amanda Kenny. The Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas is the deadliest elementary school shooting since the 2012 Sandy Hook massacre in Connecticut. Here's what we know so far about this incident. The gunman is believed to have shot his grandmother, then drove to the elementary school.
Police officers say he crashed his vehicle near the school. Law enforcement tried to stop him, but he managed to get inside. Responding officers also faced gunfire from inside the school. At
least one Border Patrol agent is hurt. Police say the gunman also posted a picture of 2 AR-15 style rifles on Instagram just 3 days before the shooting. They also say he was wearing body armor.
Many parents say they were shocked and confused as they tried to pick up their children.
Keep asking questions of what's going on, and nobody's telling me anything. Nobody's telling me anything. And one of the parents were saying that there's kids possibly held at the funeral home, and that's what brought me over here to find out what's going on. And
the governor of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott, says the 18-year-old suspect had attended the high school in the county.
The FBI and the ATF are currently on scene, trying to figure out a motive for this massacre.
President Joe Biden addressed the nation after the shooting, begging Americans to take action, visibly saddened and angry. He urged Americans to stand up to gun lobbyists and those who block common sense gun laws. He also said that he hoped that he would not have to do something like this as President of the United States.
I am sick and tired of it. We have to act. But these kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why? Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen? Where in God's name is our backbone to have the courage to deal with it and stand up to the lobbies?
The president also ordering flags flown at half-staff at the White House and all public buildings in the United States as a, quote, mark of respect for the victims of the senseless acts of violence, end quote.
Lawmakers in Congress also reacting to the news. Both sides of the aisle expressing horror to the shooting. One senator, Connecticut Democrat Chris Murphy, was fighting back tears on the Senate floor, begging his colleagues to do more to combat gun violence.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in the classroom because they think they're going to be next. What are we doing? Why do you spend all this time running for the United States Senate? Why do you go through all the hassle of getting this job, of putting yourself in a position of authority?
Senator Murphy also says he's working with colleagues and reaching across the aisle to generate bipartisan support for new gun violence legislation. Congress has been unable to pass substantial gun laws after the deadly massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. After Senator Murphy's passionate speech, Republican Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina warned Democrats of having a reflexive reaction after the shooting. He says while the incident is terrible, he is sure there will be signs that the shooter was at risk. He also says there is no component of guns that could be part of the solution for the problem of mass shootings in this country.
Virginia lawmakers are also discussing the tragic shooting. Senator Tim Kaine tweeted in part, quote, we have a deep sickness in this country. We cannot accept it as normal, end quote. Senator Mark Warner also tweeted his condolences and called on Congress to act. The governor, Glenn Youngkin, alongside President Joe Biden's proclamation, ordered all Virginia flags be flown at half-staff today, adding that he is praying for the community of Uvalde. Well, yesterday, May 24th, was only 144 days into the new year. And despite this, there have been 212 mass shootings since the start of 2022.
That's nearly 1.5 mass shootings each day. The Robb Elementary School massacre comes only 10 days after a deadly racist rampage at a Buffalo, New York supermarket and the deadly shooting at a California church.
And the tragedy in Uvalde is the most recent shooting, adding to this grim tally of mass shootings incidents in Texas. In 2017, more than 24 people were killed at a Texas church during Sunday service.
In 2018, a gunman killed 10 people at a high school in Houston. And in 2019, another gunman killed 23 people at a Walmart in a racist attack.
And despite all of these recent attacks, many saying they're not expecting any change.
I don't know what it will take specifically for either national or state legislation to be enacted on gun control. You know, I can say for sure here in Texas that this is just the latest in a number of mass shootings just in the last 3 years, and certainly none of them have prompted any sort of restriction on who can access guns. You know, things have trended, I think, largely the opposite direction. And
well, the shooting comes days before the National Rifle Association's annual convention in Houston.
The governor of Texas and both of Texas's senators are scheduled to speak at the event on Friday.